is taking the start, but they don't know how long he's going to last. He's in a great amount of pain. We have new gearboxes on Piro and Boots, and we're ready for a lot of pit action.
The car is coming to the starting grid. Once they settle into position, there will be a red light, and within a few seconds, some 10 to 15 seconds in the first round at Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, we will get the green light and send the cars on their way. The sun is now breaking dry out very quickly. The cars have come into position. Turn them up. 233 revolutions per second per engine.
Berger's car's on fire.
Gerhard Berger has
Berger's car flaming out the back.
Right in the middle of your field where you see the puff of smoke there. That's Gerhard Berger in the red and white McLaren through the center curve into the sharp left-hand Curva del Sol, curve of the sun. One of the Dolares off, looks like Emanuele Pirot. Senna with the lead, followed by the two Williams cars who went away from the line side by side. There are rumors that the two Williams drivers, Mansell and Patrese, are not seeing eye to eye.
One of the problems being that Patrese out-qualified Nigel Mansell yesterday afternoon, which I don't think went down very well. Oh, and there's poor old Gabriel Tarquini.
Oh, the AGS, one of the underfunded teams in Formula One, and that will not do them any good at all. He's up against the wall.
Nigel Mansell's convinced he can win this race if it stays dry. He's not looking forward to it raining, but he certainly gave Senna a run for his money yesterday afternoon. This morning he was quickest, as you've already said, and he really wants a dry race because he feels convinced that he can win it.
A little over 2.5 miles around, you see one of the Williams cars. I believe that's Mansell. Hard to tell. Both drivers have white helmets. Our pictures coming to us from TV Globo here in Brazil, the host broadcasters for today's event.
Gerhard Berger's car, when it went by here from the grid, was spewing out flame and smoke out the back. It must have been some sort of oil leak that developed while it's stationary on the grid and has managed to burn itself out.
Into the curve that is named for him, the Senna S, goes Ayrton Senna. 75,000 seats here at the Jose Carlos Pache circuit. Many thousands more are standing along the fences. The economic situation has improved here in Brazil, and a lot of people were able to afford a couple of $100s for a ticket to this race.
Gerhard Berger's car still leaving a trail of flame as he went past the commentary box here, but not much smoke. Senna seems to be putting a bit of a distance between himself and Mansell. This is one, of course, Senna's really strong points. He gets off to some absolute dynamite start.
Here is your order at the end of lap 1. Senna, Mansell, Patrese, Jean Alesi, Gerhard Berger in a car that may have a problem. Nelson Piquet in 6th, followed by Alain Prost, Stefano Modena in the Tyrrell, Mauricio Gugelmin in the Leighton House with those damaged legs, and Bertrand Gachot in the Jordan in the 10th.
Ayrton Senna's saying we don't see any rain on that lens. Usually pops up if you do. We don't. Yes, there is rain coming onto that lens. The track itself is looking just a little bit, yes, it's changing a little. Locking up the right front there, obviously very, very slippery out there.
There's a part of the track, a turn known as Bico de Pato, Duck's Bill, because it happens to look like a caricature of a duck, through Mergulho, known as diving uphill, and then into Subida dos Boxes, if you'll forgive my Portuguese, climb to the grandstand.
Well, if you wanted to put your money on anybody when it gets slippery, it's going to be the guy to put the money on. But being hounded hard by Riccardo Patrese.
The flagman gives him 1 lap to go. You know, we think of Honda as the dominator in Formula One, and they are now, but it wasn't always that way. Recall that Honda began in Formula One in the 1960s, driven by a couple of Americans, Ronnie Buxom and Richie Ginter. Senna waving to his crowd.
Hey, don't do that yet. You're not there yet, lads. Yeah. All that rain on that visor. Slippery down there. Tight left-hander here, 3rd gear.
Senna is a very intense man, but he is also very emotional, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are tears in the eyes of Ayrton Senna shortly. And rain coming down very heavily on the backside now. But as David has pointed out, if there's anybody you want to be driving your car in the rain, even on slick tires, it's this man.
If I wanted to get to the airport in a hurry and the conditions were a bit dodgy, that's the guy I have driving my cab.
You may need him to make your airplane tonight.
But it seems to me like he's pulled out a bit more. I didn't see Patrese in that picture at all, which I would have expected.
And the rain now coming down in torrents on the front straightaway. What a way to end the race. The way it was all morning. absolute horizontal rain and wind. It is coming down in sheets now, but nobody is leaving. They are rushing to the pit walls in their street clothes. No umbrellas, no ponchos. This is a very special moment in Brazil. Look at the track. It is absolutely glassy with water.
This is where the slick tires, of course, become incredibly dangerous.
It is Ayrton Senna to an absolute bedlam. Papers thrown in the air from every grandstand as he heads into the corner named for him, Senna's S. Ayrton Senna has done it. One of the few goals that he has left untouched in Formula One is now complete. He has won his home Grand Prix. Unofficially, it is Senna, Patrese, Gerhard Berger, Alain Prost, Nelson Piquet, Jean Alesi, and Roberto Moreno in the top 7. And the corner workers step out to give a Brazilian flag to Ayrton Senna. Let me unfold that for you, pal. That's okay. I'm not taking any victory laps. I'm stopping it right here. There are rooster tails coming up as cars drive slowly up the front straightaway. It is chaos here in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Well, I wonder why Senna has decided not to do this victory lap. I wonder if it's something really was wrong with the car. As you can see, the crowd there couldn't care less about the rain, was excited, possibly almost as Senna himself.
That will
even the flag markers dancing and embracing each other.
Nothing perhaps other than soccer inflames the passions of the Brazilians like Formula One. They have had an incredibly successful lineage of great drivers, including Emerson Fittipaldi, a world champion, including Nelson Piquet, a 3-time world champion, and now they have 2-time world champion Ayrton Senna, who has won in front of his countrymen. Senna, Patrese, Berger, Prost, Piquet, and Alesi will return in a moment to Sao Paulo, Brazil. We'll give you a look at our overall results. Ayrton Senna over Ricardo Patrese and Gerhard Berger. Alain Prost finishes 4th, Nelson Piquet 5th, and John Alesi picks up the final point for 6th position. The next 6, Roberto Moreno, Johnny Morbidelli, Mika Hakkinen finishing for the Lotus team, Terry Boutsen of Belgium in the Ligier, Emanuele Pirro, and Martin Brundle. Bertrand Gachot, unfortunately.